Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFSGuruselem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFSGuruselem. Yo, Twitter went ham today with the release of Lonzo Ball's new shoe, the Zo 2s. Pretty solid shoe, if you ask me. I love the way it looks. Like when it talked a lot in the commercial that we saw. He did a commercial for Slam magazine, where we saw him kind of break down the essence behind the shoe, why the family created it. Really dope stuff, really dope stuff. So I was urged to go to the website, go check it out. I liked a lot of the apparel that I saw on the website. It's a really nice, clean website, a lot of great stuff on there. As we know, LeVar Ball is Lonzo's dad, and he also played professional sports. He played for, I believe, my New York Football Giants as well as the Carolina Panthers. So a guy that's well-versed in sports, in the sporting world, and probably in advertising and marketing, things of that nature, as he'd been around players that either had endorsement deals or looked for an endorsement deal himself. But pretty solid stuff, man. And then came the homie, Shaq. Shaq says, hey, big baller, LeVar big baller, real big baller brands don't overcharge kids for shoes. Now, if you remember, man, way back in the G, bro, Shaq, young rookie coming out of LSU, all the rave, the biggest thing in NBA at that point. Had an excellent, awesome Rookie of the Year campaign. Released this shoe, man, the Shaq Reebok Pump. And at this point, this is where Jordans were, about 120, 115. You could get them at that price. But these Shaqs, I believe, debuted at 180. This was like the first real, like, damn, mama, you have to give me $200 for these shoes type of shoe. And, that didn't sit too well with Shaq in the coming years. He ended up creating another shoe, releasing them a lot in Kmart's and Walmart's, I believe, where you could get the shoe from between $14.99 to $29.99. Made it affordable for children. So that's been Shaq's situation going into this. And the issue that we've seen with this is, number one, this is not a proven NBA commodity, a guy like Lonzo Ball. But that still doesn't mean that he shouldn't demand top dollar for his signature, whether it's his signature game, his signature shoe, him being there. He already played college ball for free. That's enough of that free stuff. Now, I do believe that this family, their heart was in the right place. Their head was definitely in the wrong place when it came to the pricing of the shoe. We're gonna get into that in just a moment. But what it is, once you are a professional athlete and you are contracted to play professional ball for whatever team that's signed. So essentially, as work is related, as your limbs are there, as your ability to run and jump and play and do what you're supposed to do, that is owned by the team. Now then you have a marketing life outside of that, and it's best if you could market yourself, own yourself. Because when this kid was in college, they were waiting, they were salivating for this kid, like they do every kid that comes out of college or out of high school. If you're a different sports player or whatever, they salivate and they want to offer you these deals. Nike, Reebok, Adidas, Under Armour, they want to offer you these deals. And if they can afford to pay you 20, 30, 40, 50 million dollars, well, how much are you worth? This is America, bro. Rarely do you get paid what you're worth. So if they're willing to offer him that much money, this family says, you know what, yo, we don't want you to own us, or I don't want to be owned. I'm Lonzo Ball. You don't have to own me. But if you want to partner with me and I can create a shoe, you can make it in your factories or whatever, and it's not going to be a Nike logo. It's not going to be a Adidas logo. It's going to be the Lonzo Ball, the big baller brand. Let's do it. And they were like, no, because that would set a precedent that says that these athletes can really grab a hold to their financial destiny and dictate what the end means would be. So very wonderful idea. I think that's the way it should go, because we don't see competition for customers between those big 3 or 4 shoe companies. We really don't. We don't see competition. They just release and regurgitate the same shoes. At proof and point, man. I bought these shoes, I think, for the first time when I was in 8th or 9th grade. But I fucking love these shoes, and they keep on dropping them. So I keep buying them. They got me. I spent $190 on these shoes, these Air Jordans. I love them. These are one of my favorite shoes of all time, right? So why can't he get a piece of that? Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. But there's a couple of spots where the Ball family actually lost me, and let's get into that right now. Now, here we've got the Ball family LeVar and his 3 sons. As you know, LeVar did play professional sports, so of course, he knows a great deal about what's going on. But I don't think that they actually have, that acute business acumen to go out and market, successfully to people, especially when you look at what they're charging for Lonzo's shoes. So he posted this tweet 2 hours ago that says, "Big ballers are loose," meaning the shoes, quote unquote. "If you can't afford the Zo2s, you're not a big baller." So what that tells me, now in one sense, exclusivity, being exclusive kind of generates that buzz that a lot of people likes, and nothing makes things more exclusive than the price. So I do get that in that sense. But what I don't get is the backhanded comment about if you can't afford them, you're not a big baller, blah, blah. That's whack. That's whack. That's whack. So with that being said, let's get into the actual shoe. Now, this is an article that was released a little bit earlier in the afternoon. Now check it out. Now it says he hasn't been drafted yet, but Lonzo Ball wants you to spend $4.95 on the shoe. This comes from Marissa Payne. The shoes are dope. I don't care what anyone says. We've seen a lot of hate. Oh man, those shoes are ugly. They look like Kobe's. Blah blah blah. The shoes are dope. The shoes are dope. They're really nice. I like them a lot. But the problem is they cost $495. What a bonehead idea. Now I watched some of the Slam magazine article or the commercial where Lonzo kind of talked about why he made the shoe, his motivation for making the shoe. And this is here back to the Big Baller website here. If you want them, you can pre-order them now or cop them, whatever you want. The shoes are really nice. If you can afford them and you don't feel bad or stupid spending that much money, by all means, more power to you. I wouldn't buy it. But the point behind the shoe is the athlete taking ownership of his financial destiny. I love that. It is, creating jobs for the people around you, people that were there for you since day one. Because you leave out of college, you go to the NBA, you sign a lucrative contract with some dude from Nike in Washington, Seattle, Washington, and he gets most of the money. You get a small piece, and none of your family benefits, but they're borrowing money from you. Well, this way you can say, yo, cousin Tony, you don't got to borrow no money from me. You want some money? Go work in the shop, and you can sell some Big Baller shoes. You can help create them. You can give people jobs around you. I get that. Perfect use of his talent. But my issue is, this was not the way to grab a lot of us, man. To insult us kind of on Twitter for not being able to afford the shoe, and then even before that, to price the shoe to $500. Not a good move. Not a good move on your part. Well, this has been your DFS Jerusalem. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think about them. Tell me if you would pay for the shoes. Tell me if you wouldn't, why you wouldn't. Let's chop it up. The floor is yours. Of course, this is your DFS Jerusalem urging you. The number one thing I want you to do in the sweatshop is keep it 300.